Shalom, YAHAWAH, Baraka. In other words, peace, love, and blessings. First and foremost, YAHAWAH, YAHAWAH, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Warakadash. And double honors to all the apostles, the prophets, the elders, the teachers, and the disciples. Also, the children of Israel that are just coming into this 100% truth. And today's class is going to be called The Eyes of Yahawah Are Upon You. The eyes of Yahawah are upon you. So we're going to start at Ecclesiastes. We're going to go to chapter 10. And we're going to read verse 20, which is literally just the last verse in the chapter. Curse not the king, no, not thy thought, no, not in thy thought, and curse not the rich in thy bedchamber, for a bird of the air shall carry the voice, and that which hath wings shall tell the matter. So that's a little better. Let me read it again. Curse not the king, no, not thy thought, not in thy thought, and curse not the rich in thy bedchamber, for a bird of the air shall carry the voice, and that which hath wings shall tell the matter. So the bird of the air is that angel. He's also the mouthpiece of Yahawah, Bahashem Yahweh Shai. And another thing, he's also, if he's going to tell the matter, he's in the air. That means he's watching you. He's going to and fro, watching your every move, whether it be for good or for evil. Let me keep going. Let's go to the Chronicles, Let's go to 2 Chronicles chapter 16, and we're going to start at verse 9. For the eyes of the Lord run to and fro throughout the whole earth to show himself strong in the behalf of them whose heart is perfect towards him. In other words, these eyes of the Lord are going to and fro throughout the earth, protecting the children that keep the laws, wherein thou hast done foolishly. Therefore, from henceforth shalt thou have wars. So, what are the angels of the Lord doing? The Lord, he's running to and fro, is what he's telling you. But I already showed you that the bird of the air is the angels, and they're giving a report back to the Most High, Yahawah, Bahashem Yahweh Shai. I'm going to prove to you, beyond the shadow of a doubt, that Yahweh is not going to come off his throne. He's only going to send angels down to bring back messages, and also to give to give a report of what's going on. And he already knows what's going on, but he does it this way because he said he's going to do it this way. How's that? Now, let's stay with it. 2 Chronicles 16 and 9 again. For the eyes of the Lord run to and fro throughout the whole earth. They run to and fro throughout the whole earth. Now, I'm going to show you something really quick in the book of Job, because Satan is also one of the angels. Okay? Let me go ahead and get Job chapter 1 and verse 7. And the Lord said unto Satan, Whence comest thou? And Satan answered the Lord and said, from going to and fro in the earth, and from walking up and down in it. Satan, the spiritual Satan, and if you don't believe me, it says right here, and Satan answered Yahawah and said, doth Job fear Yahawah for naught, for nothing? So I'm not going to really get into that, but I'm just showing you that Satan's literally having a dialect with Yahawah. He is also employed by Yahawah. He works for Yahawah Ba'Hashem, Yahweh Shai. And he does his job. So, also, Satan is one of the angels going to and fro. But I just wanted to prove that to you that that Satan was also one of the angels. That's all. So anyway, let's get back into it. Let's go to Proverbs. Now we're going to go to chapter 15, and we're going to start at verse 3. Proverbs 15 and 3. The eyes of Yahawah are in every place, beholding evil and the good. Like I told you in the beginning, these angels are going to and fro giving a report of whether it be good or whether it be evil. You're being watched. That's why when you hear sometimes at the camps, the prophets will say, everything you do is being recorded. In other words, they're giving a report back to Yahawah Ba'Hashem Yahweh Shai of everything that we're doing, whether it be good or whether it be evil. Let me jump over to and the eyes of the Lord. Let me just read Proverbs chapter 15 and 3 again. The eyes of the Lord are in every place, beholding the evil and the good. So, like I told you, he's bringing back a report. Now watch this. The eyes of the Lord are in every place. So let's see. I just want to show you something. Because I'm going to show you and prove to you right now that the Most High does not really, the Yahawah don't have to come off his throne to do anything. And the way it's written, he ain't coming off his throne right now. He literally tells the angels and Yahweh Shai what to do. So let's go to the book of Genesis, and we're going to go to chapter 18. So I'm going to read this one more time. Proverbs 15 and 3. The eyes of the Lord are in every place, beholding the evil and the good. So he's watching you, and no matter what you're doing, he's got an eye on you. So let's go over here to Genesis chapter 18, and we're going to start at verse 20. And Yahawah said, because the cry of Sodom and Gomorrah is great, and because their sin is very grievous, I will go down now and see whether they have done altogether according to the cry of it, which is coming to me. And if not, I will know. I will go down now. And Yahawah said, that's the first 4 words in verse 20. And the first 5 words in verse 21 are, I will go down now. That's Yahawah speaking. Yahawah said, I'm going to go down now. Well, I thought you said you don't come off his throne. Well, let's find out. Let's jump over to chapter 19 and verse 1. Because he said, I'm going to go down now and see if they're telling the truth. Verse 19 in chapter 19 and verse 1, the book of Genesis. And there came 2 angels to Sodom at even. And Lot sat in the gate of Sodom. And Lot, seeing them, rose up to meet them and bowed himself with his face towards the ground. So Lot instantly knew that these angels were angels. He bowed his face right to the ground. So let's go back again now. And it says, let's read those first lines in Genesis chapter 18 and verse 21. And I will go down now and see whether they have done altogether according to the cry of it. I will go down now. So how does he go somewhere? And there came two angels. He sends his angels down. His angels, and what are his angels going to do? They're going to watch what's going on and give a report to YAHAWAH. Okay? And so that's why those angels showed up with Lot at that day. Now let's move on. I just wanted to prove to you not only that the Most High ain't coming off his throne, but when he says he's going to do something, he's going to send his angels to do it. Okay, let's move on. Let's go back to the book of Psalm, chapter 34, and we're going to start at verse 15. The eyes of the Lord are upon the righteous, and his ears are open unto their cry. So, let's go back to Genesis 19 and... No, let's go back to Genesis 18 and 21. And I will go down now to see whether they have done altogether according to the cry of it. So all according to the cry. Now, 34 and 15 again. The eyes of the Lord are upon the righteous, and his ears are open unto their cry. So what he said, I'm going to go down there and see what these righteous people are crying about. Lot and his family. He's going to go see what they're crying about. And what happened? He sent angels down there, right? So let's go back to 34 and 15. Read it one more time. The eyes of the Lord are upon the righteous, and his ears are open unto their cry. So let's get a precept on that. Let's go to Psalm 116 and start from the top. We'll read, I love YAHAWAH because he hath heard my voice and my supplications. He's heard my cry. Because he hath inclined his ear unto me. Therefore I will call upon him as long as I live. So, I just wanted to get that quick precept because the Lord's eyes, the eyes of the Lord are upon the righteous, and his ears are open to their cry. So he heard his voice because he was righteous. And I'm going to call upon him for the rest of my life on every level. I don't care what it's for. I'm always calling upon him, whether it be good or whether it be bad. I need the Most High with me. Let's jump over to the book of Amos now. And now that we know that the Most High is, here's our cry. And he's heard my voice and my supplications. Because he has inclined his ear to me, therefore I will call upon him for as long as I live. So, now that we know, and I really want to bring out the hedge of protection that he puts over you. But, I'm just going to move on. Because I want to get to the 2/3. And I'm only going to bring out a couple verses for the 2/3 today. This is mainly about the eyes of the Lord being on the righteous. But His eyes are upon you for good and for evil. So let's go to Amos chapter 9. We're going to start at verse 8. Behold, the eyes of Yahawah are upon the sinful kingdom, and I will destroy it from off the face of the earth, saving that I will not utterly destroy the house of Jacob, saith the Lord. For lo, I will command, and I will sift the house of Israel among all nations, like as corn is sifted in a sieve. Yet shall not the least grain fall upon the earth. He's going to sift us like a sieve, and yet shall not the least grain fall upon the earth. All the sinners of my people shall die by the sword, which say, the evil shall not overtake nor prevent us. So, and it's funny because this is the evil we're dealing with right now. Let me just get it real quick. Let me just get the evils. We're literally living in the evil times. We're living in the beginning of sorrows. And so these sinful people, for some reason, think that they're going to get away with it. But let's say, let's go to Matthew 24 and 6. Because it said, what did it say? The evil shall not overtake nor prevent us. What evil? These people don't even know what evil's about to hit them. That's the funny thing. They don't even know what evil's about to hit them. But watch this. It's Matthew 24 and 6. These are the evils that are hitting us right now. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that you be not troubled, for these things must come to pass. But the end is not yet. We're living that. We're legitimately living in the middle of that. Verse 7. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines, pestilence, and earthquakes in diverse places. We're living that. We're living that right now. Famine, lack of food, pestilence, outbreaks of diseases and pests, like locusts coming back. Australia had a mouse outbreak. North Africa had a baboon outbreak. All the baboons started coming up into people's houses and tearing them down. And earthquakes in diverse places. We've had more earthquakes in the last 5 years than we've had in all of history. In all of history. So, when you go back over here to Amos 9 and 10, and the sinners of my people shall die by the sword, which say the evil shall not overtake or prevent us. This is the evil that they think. And you know what, let me read verse 8. This is Matthew chapter 24 and verse 8. And these are the beginnings of sorrows. So, let me start at 6 again. And you shall hear of wars and rumors of war. See that ye be not troubled, for these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilence and earthquakes in diverse places. These are the beginnings of sorrows. We are at the beginnings of sorrows, and the eyes of the Lord are upon us. In fact, He's got a really nice place for His children. Under His wing, in His feathers. And that's where He's going to protect us. Right there. Let's find that. Let's find that right now, right? Let's not talk about that one. We need to hear about that protection. So let's get it out. Psalm 91, starting from the top. He that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. And I will say to Yahawah, He is my refuge and my fortress, and he's my Yahawah. In him I will trust. Surely he shall deliver me from the snares of the fowler, wars, rumors of wars, pestilence, famine, earthquakes in diverse places. Well, that's not from the fowler, but all the snares and the traps of the all snares mean traps. All of the traps of the other nations that they've been laying out for us. It's like we're military. We're in the military and we're walking through a minefield, and there's landmines everywhere. In other words, there's traps everywhere for us, and you don't know where the next trap is going to be. So you got to be very circumspect in what you do at these times. So he shall deliver me from the snare of the fowler. Fowler is a bird catcher that uses a trap to trap the birds. So he's going to deliver us. He's going to deliver us from the traps of the people that are trying to catch us, which is, at this point, all the other nations. Edom being number one. Edom being number one. But all the other nations are drunk from the wine of her fornication, right? They've all drunk from the wine of her fornication, so they're all trying to be just like her. But surely, this is verse 91 and 3 again. Surely he shall deliver thee from the snare of the fowler and from the noisome pestilence. He shall cover thee with his feathers, like I told you, and under his wing shalt thou trust, and truth shall be thy shield and buckler. Truth shall be thy shield and buckler. And I just wanted to show you that there's a remnant, and we're getting sifted right now. And then I also wanted to show you that he's going to have nation rise against nation, kingdom against kingdom, and these are the beginnings of sorrows. But he's got a safe place for us. Psalms 91, starting from the top, all the way down to verse 4. And in verse 4, it literally says the truth is our shield and buckler. He's given it away. This is easy. This is child's play, understanding this stuff. The eyes of the Lord are real. They are really watching over us, and they're really looking towards us for whether we're doing good or evil. So let me go ahead and go back to Amos and read that again. Behold, the eyes of the Lord are upon a sinful kingdom, and I will destroy it from off the face of the earth, saying that I will not utterly destroy the house of Jacob, saith the Lord. That remnant is going to be over here at Psalms 91 in the secret place, okay? And the secret place of the Lord is prayer. That's why it says when you go to your secret place, close the doors and then pray. I might as well show you where the secret place is since we're talking about it. Matthew chapter 6 and verse 6. But when thou prayest, enter into thy closet, and while thou hast shut thy door, pray to thy Father which is in secret. And thy Father which seeth in secret shall reward thee openly. Back to Amos 9, and we're going to read it one more time. I'm going to get a precept, and then I'm going to call it. All right. Behold, the eyes of the Lord are going upon a sinful kingdom, and I will destroy it from off the face of the earth, saving that I will not utterly destroy the house of Jacob, saith the Lord. We've got that remnant. That remnant shall be saved. For lo, I will command that I will sift the house of Israel among all nations, like as corn is sifted in a sieve. Yet shall not the least grain fall upon the earth. All the sinners of my people shall die by the sword, which say, the evil shall not overtake nor prevent us. Let's go over to the book of Jeremiah. Chapter 44. And we're going to start at verse 27. Jeremiah 44:27. Behold, I will watch over them for evil, not for good, and all the men of Judah that are in the land of Egypt. Finish that dollar bill. What is that? That's a pyramid. There's the Egyptian eagle, and above that eagle is the star of Remphan. All those little stars right there, and even better, the arrows that represents Israel, and they are caught by the claw of the eagle. They're not in the quiver. And you've got the olive branch. That's the northern and southern kingdom in slavery. So, believe me when I tell you this. You are in spiritual Egypt. You are in spiritual Sodom and Gomorrah, and you are in spiritual Babylon. Believe it. So, let me read it one more time. I will watch over them for evil, that's your 2/3, not for good. And all the men of Judah that are in the land of Egypt shall be consumed by the sword and by famine. And I showed you in when we were over here in Amos. When we were over here in Amos right here. Sorry about that. So, let me put them all together. Watch this. Amos 9 and 10. All the sinners of my people shall die by the sword, which say the evil shall not overtake nor prevent us. Jeremiah 44:27. Behold, I watch over them for evil, not for good. And all the men of Judah that are in the land of Egypt shall be consumed by the sword. Saying the exact same thing. And by the famine until there be an end of them. And now how is he going to execute that? How is he going to do that in Egypt? Well, then you go over to Matthew 24:7. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. There shall be famines and pestilence and earthquakes in diverse places. These are the beginning of sorrows. A lot of you Jakes are going to be taken out in this. A lot of you aren't even going to make it to see Jacob's trouble. So just letting you know, it's coming. And it even says it in Deuteronomy too, because we didn't keep the laws, that this nation would come against us. So let's get that. We'll close out there. Deuteronomy chapter 28 and I think 49. The Lord shall bring a nation against thee from far, from the end of the earth, as swift as the eagle flieth. There's your eagle. Since day one, we've been running from that eagle. A nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand, a nation of fierce countenance, which shall not regard the person of old, nor show favor to the young. Okay? And shall eat the fruit of thy cattle and the fruit of thy land until thou be destroyed. Famines, pestilence, which also shall not leave thee either corn, wine, or oil, or increase of thy kind, or flocks of thy sheep, until he have destroyed thee. So, the eyes of the Lord are upon you. These are consequences for the reports that have been brought back to YAHAWAH, Bahashem Yahawashi. And it's the, let me read the last part of this again. This is Jeremiah 44:27. So, and all the men of Judah that are in the land of Egypt shall be consumed by sword and by famine until there be an end to them. So when you go back over here and you read verse 51, and they shall eat the fruit of thy cattle and the fruit of thy land until thou be destroyed. That is your famine right there. And believe me, they stuck swords through all of us. Now, there's clearly only one way out of this. And that's keeping the laws. In fact, let's go back to, and there's a certain way to keep the laws that most people might not realize that they might be doing it wrong. It says, listen carefully, because you guys might be keeping the laws, but you're just going through the motions, and the eyes of the Lord are upon you to give a report, whether it be for good or for evil. But listen to this, Deuteronomy 28:47. Because thou servest not the Lord thy God with joyfulness and gladness of heart for abundance of all things, joyfulness and gladness in your heart. If you're not excited about this word, it's not for you. Do you understand that? If you can't be excited about this, it's not for you. Let me read 40. Let me just read it all the way through. Because thou servest not the Lord thy God with joyfulness and gladness of heart for the abundance of all things, therefore shalt thou serve thy enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee in hunger and in thirst and in nakedness and in want of all things. There it is again. Your famine. They control everything. And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he hath destroyed thee. So you physically put a yoke of iron around your neck, because when you're running through the forest, the arms of the yoke of iron would come out about this far on the sides and in the front. So you would get caught in the trees. You wouldn't be able to just get away. So these are the people that were what would be considered today a flight risk. Okay? So yes, there is a yoke of iron upon our neck right now. It's called a spiritual yoke, to keep us in a destroyed state of mind. The Lord shall bring nation against thee from the end of the earth, as swift as the eagle flies, a nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand, a nation of fierce countenance, which shall not regard the person of old, nor show favor to the young. Okay? And another thing about famine, let me read one more verse. And he shall eat the fruit of thy cattle and the fruit of thy land until thou be destroyed. There's your famine right there. They're taking up all the food. They're taking up all the resources. And it is destroying us. As a nation, 2/3 of you have got to die. And 1/3 has to go home. And then the 2/3 will die the horrific death, and then they come back into the kingdom. So, let me finish out the verse though. Which also shall not leave thee either corn, wine, or oil, or increase of thy kind, or flocks of thy sheep, until he hath destroyed thee. He's taken everything. Now, the thing about this, why am I reading this? I thought we were talking about the eyes of the Lord. Well, these are the consequences from the report that was given to Yahawah from the angels he sent down. These are the consequences for us not following the laws, the statutes within the laws, and the direct commands he gave us throughout this book. We're supposed to follow the laws to the best of our ability, according to our knowledge, applying what we learn to our life, if it's possible. I got one more verse and I'm out of here. Same one, I always bring in the same one every time. And what's that? Revelation 22 and 14. Blessed are they that do his commandments, that they may have the right to the tree of life, and may enter in through the gates into the city. Blessed are they that do the laws, the statutes, and the commandments. Why? Because the eyes of the Lord are upon you, and they also see when you're doing good with joyfulness and gladness in your heart. To do these commandments correctly, those are the works. See, faith without works is death. But to put in the works means that you're going to do these laws. You're going to stay away from pagan holidays and pagan worship and satanic worship. And you're going to stick to the scriptures. And with that being said, if you have eyes to see, if you have ears to hear, I hope that you are able to get something out of this message. Most High Yahawah, YAHAWAH, Shem Yahawah Shai will. Shalom.